You ever play the lotteries?
Yeah.
Man, I never played them. But you ever get a lottery ticket, somebody give it to you as a gift, like for Christmas or something? I always thought that was the weirdest gift to give somebody, a lottery ticket, you know? So here you go. Nothing. That's nothing at all there. From me to you, a worthless hunk of cardboard. But that's all it is, unless it pays off, you know? And that'd be worse. Imagine giving a guy a lottery ticket for Christmas who wins. You get a call, a guy from like a week later, go, yeah, what's that, Bill? Yeah, I remember that ticket I give you. 14 million bucks, huh? Ah! Well, Merry Christmas to you then. What'd you get me again? Oh, you had a cup. Oh, that was some cup, too, wasn't it? Guess no chance of that cup skyrocketing in value in the next little while, is there? You dirty dog! I'm trying to quit smoking now. That's tough, man, because I smoked ever since I was a kid, you know? I remember one time, I was young, I was like 11. I was behind my garage, I was sneaking a cigarette back there. My dad caught me. He hauled me in, I thought I was in for the strapping of my life. What he did is he pulled out his big cigar. Must have been half the size of my arm, this cigar. Stuck it in my mouth, lit it up, made me smoke it all the way through, right to the end. That's when I started smoking cigars real heavy. So that plan didn't work out too good there. There was a time he caught me smoking a joint. Injected me with heroin that time. He pulled out a big... He was strict, that's what I'm trying to say. He was a strict man. That's the point I'm trying to drive home, you know? It's hard to quit, though, man. You know, my doctor, he tried to scare me out of smoking. Showed me a picture of a smoker's lung. Oh! It was really gross and disgusting. And then he showed me a picture of this healthy guy's lung. Oh! It was really gross and disgusting, too. What do you think of that, huh? Turns out it was just lungs. That's why they put them on the inside. You don't have to look at them all the time, right? Show some discretion, for God's sakes. But you can't use gimmicks either. I tried to quit smoking. I went to a guy who's like a hypnotist, you know? Put me under a spell. Every time I had a craving for a cigarette, I would throw up. Very embarrassing right after sex. Oh! Find it pretty hard to get that second date after that, you know what I mean? After you barf on them, women get real snobby all of a sudden, you know? Go figure, am I a big nose out of joint there? They're fine when you're not barfing on them. You gotta quit though. It even tells you right on the pack to quit. Right on the back, it has little words on the side of the cigarette pack. Says, what are you doing? Something like that. I don't know the exact words, but something. I understand now they want to take it one step further. On the back of the pack, they want to put on pictures of terminally ill patients. And that's pretty rough there. You know, that's like a picture of the worst possible thing that could happen to you. You know, I hope they don't start doing that with other products. You know, like you walk into a bakery, buy a chocolate cake. Big fat pimply guy in the back of the bag there, you know. Oh, there's a big fat pimply guy in the back of the bag there. Big. I only had 3 teeth back there. Big pimply, fat 3-tooth guy. Or maybe you walk into a jewelry store, you buy a nice diamond engagement ring for your beautiful fiancée. Some old bag with curlers in her hair in the back of the bag there. Oh! Old bag back there with curlers. Big floppy slippers on back there. So it's good to quit smoking. You still got to keep in shape. You know, I don't work out or nothing like that. That's my problem. I don't work out. You know, I haven't worked out for forever. I never worked out. You know, but you got to work out. You didn't have to used to work out when you were a kid. You don't have to, you know, when I was a kid, I looked good. When I was, you know, I was in really good shape when I was like 1. Oh, you wouldn't know me now, you know, if you saw me when I was 1. I look good and young and fresh, and even for 1, I look good. People come out and go, "What, are you 0?" Look, 0. But maybe. Yeah, I love game shows, boy. I saw this game show last week, the $1 million chance of a lifetime. You can win $1 million on that show on a single word. Word could be like cucumber. You guess it, you win $1 million. But if you lose, they give you the home game. You're going to want to play the home game at that point. Just assemble your undernourished family around your cramped, squalid tenement and relive that magic moment Dad blew $1 million. Your neighbors walking by go, "Hey, Fred, the word cucumber mean anything to you?" It's a dating game. You ever watch that show, The Dating Game? That's a weird show there, boy. Prize on that show is a human being. Talk about cheap. They give you another contestant on that show. They always do the same thing. They get a beautiful girl, a gorgeous girl, match her up with 3 geeks. Last week they had a guy on was crazy, nutcase, loony bin guy, wing nut, bachelor number 2. So the girl's asking him questions. You know how they make the girls ask those embarrassing questions, laced with sexual innuendo. You know? So the girl goes, "Bachelor number 2, if I were a popsicle, what would you do to me?" And so the guy goes, "Well, if you're a popsicle, well, first of all, I guess I'd take your wrapper off, if you know what I mean. And then I'd grab a hold of your sticks, if you know what I mean. And then I'd press you against the counter so you're broken too. Put half in the freezer till later. You know what I mean? I myself am going to get married. I'm living with a girl, and she wants to get married. She keeps dropping hints all the time. Dropping hints, you know? Last week, she got a 1-year subscription to Bride magazine. I renewed it for another 5 years. Thanks a lot. I'm no prize or anything like that. I'm no prize, you know. I'm a pretty lazy guy. I just hang around on my couch, watch TV. That's all I do, you know. Lazy. I could get hit by a truck tomorrow. A big truck could hit me. Paralyze me from the neck down. Wouldn't affect my lifestyle a bit. But I love TV. Boy, I saw this commercial the other day for cat food. Said at the end of it, says, all natural food for your cat. All natural food. But cat food's made out of horse meat. Yeah, that's the way it works in nature. The cat right above the horse in the food chain. Matter of fact, every time my kitty gets a little cooped up in the apartment, I take him down to the racetrack, let him stalk some prey down there, you know. So cute when he comes trotting back with a stallion hanging out of his mouth, you know. Oh, but I have a cat. I'm trying to buy a dog now. I went to this dog store, and I'll tell you, boy, typical salesman in this dog store wanted to sell me the most expensive dog in the store, you know? Wanted to sell me a $600 dog. Pit bull. $600. I was looking for a cheap dog, you know. I just wanted a discount dog, you know. That's what just something off the rack for me, you know. Just show me your bin of dogs, I said to the guy. But no, this guy wants to sell me the pit bull. He says this pit bull will protect your valuables. And I don't have anything that valuable, you know. I mean, I buy the pit bull, the most valuable thing I'd own. Beat a pit bull, That's a bad dog to buy anyway, because why you buy a dog so you can order them around. You know, you can't order a pit bull around. You can't say, okay, pit bull, run into the bedroom, fetch my slippers. Go on, fetch my slippers. No, pit bull go, I could kill you, buddy. I'm a pit bull. Don't you read the papers? What the hell? That's... Yeah, I got a wiener dog. Wiener dog can't rip your throat out, you know. Unless you're lying down, you know. Lying down sleeping, maybe then the wiener dog sneak up, start nibbling at your throat. By daybreak, he's got a hold of a vein. He's pulling out a vein here. Wake up, you go, oh, get away from me, you wiener dog. What do you think you are, a pit bull or something? Look at my vein back there. I'll give you a hickey. That's the worst a wiener dog would do. You ever get a present for your dog? My grandmother sent my dog a sweater. Oh, what a waste of wool that is there, boy. A sweater for a dog. I don't want to put it on a dog. Just humiliates the dog, you know. And what happens if the dog gets lost? He's wearing a sweater. How long is he going to survive in the alleyways with that on, you know? Them's mean streets if you're a wiener dog in a cardigan, you know? You guys are doing great. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest. I'm feeling great. I finally quit smoking, you know? So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I smoked ever since I was a kid, so it's kind of tough for me, you know? I remember once I was 8 years old, little kid, behind my garage, sneaking a cigarette back there, and my dad caught me. He hauled me in. I thought I was in for the strapping of my life, you know? What he did is he pulled out a big cigar. Must have been half the size of my arm, this giant cigar. Stuck it in my mouth, lit it up, made me smoke it all the way through, right to the end. That's when I started smoking cigars real heavy. But I gotta get in shape, you know. I watch a lot of sports, you know. I love watching sports on the TV, you know. The only sports I don't like is when they try to combine two sports. You ever see those, you know? And the sports don't even go together, you know? Like the guy will run a 100-yard dash and then fish. My favorite show is the game shows, you know. I like the game shows a lot, you know. Saw this one game show the other week, the dating game. You ever see that? Man, that's a cheap show there. The prize on that show, another contestant. Last week they had a guy, I was like a crazy guy, loony bin, psycho, wingnut kind of guy, you know? And then they made the girls ask those questions, you know, laced with sexual innuendo. You know, the girl go, bachelor number 2, if I were a popsicle, what would you do to me? The guy goes, well, if you're a popsicle, huh? Well, first of all, I guess I'd take your wrapper off. If you know what I mean. And then I'd grab a hold of your sticks. If you know what I mean. And then I'd press you against the counter till you're broken too. Put half you in the freezer till later. If you know what I mean. That was nuts. Oh, man, it was a violent world, you know. I went to buy a dog. This guy tried to sell me this, the most killing dog in the world, a big pit bull. $600 pit bull, you know? And I don't want to buy that, you know? $600. Holy cow. You know, guy says, this dog will protect your valuables. You know, I don't even have anything that valuable, you know? I mean, I buy the pit bull. That would be the most valuable thing I own, right there. Okay, you guys have been great. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.
But this is definitely one of the hottest guys. A big hand, please, for Mr. Norm Macdonald.
What are you yelling my name for?
Norman!
Shut the fuck up. Then we gotta do some thing here. Okay. No, that's very nice of you yelling my name.
No problem, Norm.
Okay, excellent. So, you ever get a lottery ticket, like buy a lottery ticket? Huh? You ever get one, somebody give you one as a present, like for Christmas or something like that? That's always a weird gift there, huh? I think that's the weirdest gift. Say, here you go. Nothing. That's for me and you. There's nothing at all there. Cardboard I'm giving you this year. Unless it wins, then, you know, then it's good. But imagine if it wins, that'd be the worst, you know? You gotta give a guy a ticket and then it wins. You don't want a guy to win, you want him to lose. Imagine you get a call from a guy like a week after Christmas, go, what's that, Bill? Yeah, I remember that ticket I give you. 14 million bucks, huh? Well, Merry Christmas to you. Guess no chance of that ticket skyrocketed up. Fucked up the joke because some weird things happening over here on my left.
That's your right.
I'm booting the guy out.
That's your right.
Excellent, kicking the guy out. I love seeing guys get kicked out. plugged in my little camera thing. Crazy, huh? It's crazy. So, I guess my little lottery joke and the guy getting kicked out thing worked out pretty good. Exactly the way I planned it. Just what I was hoping for. So, I got some clothes today. I was going to buy some clothes for this little camera thing. This is what I ended up with. I got this green shirt. And you ever buy clothes at a store? Huh? I go to this store, and I don't know nothing about stuff. I don't know what looks good or anything, I go to this store, and you ever see those stores where the things aren't even marked, where you can tell which is the girl stuff and which is the guy stuff? Just all the same? You end up choosing something right out of your sex? Yeah, that's embarrassing. And you go, yeah, salesman, I'm interested in this here. And then the guy goes, what are you? It's a girdle. And you go, oh, wow. That was a hat. To me, that's a hat. And sometimes then you gotta go in and you gotta try the clothes on in those little rooms, and then people can see you because the door doesn't fit you right, The doors go like that on you, little rodeo doors they got in there. And then people see like your naked shoulders and naked shins and everything like that. People be shopping you, looking right in the eye, go, you're naked over there, huh? You go, yeah, a little bit, The only fun part of the whole experience for me is I get to try on the clothes looking at a mirror, They have those special mirrors in department stores where they go in like that, and then they cut across, and it's some kind of magic mirror where you can see like 100 different angles of yourself. And I can look in that mirror forever, So forget the shirt, how much for a mirror? Wrap up the mirror. Sometimes you see weird angles. You ever see those angles? You look at it and go, geez, look at me from that angle over there. Man, I hope nobody ever stands right there and looks at me. Like a big ear from over there. What the hell do people think? I must think I'm ear man or something when they stand over there. But that's how you want to be seen. How other people see you from different angles. You can't get that with a regular mirror at home. You can try like look at a face like that. But then you see your own eye looking back at you there. That doesn't work at all. The only time you can really see yourself is when you don't notice the mirror. Sometimes you just be walking down the mall there. Doodly doodly doo. Oh! That was me there in the mirror there for a second. But I love mirrors, but you don't want to be caught looking in the mirror because people think you're vain, what you are, but you don't want people to know it. So, sometimes if you look in the mirror, a guy catches you, Oh, the mirror! I was just looking at it. I didn't notice my reflection or anything like that. Oh, look, there's me in there. How about that? You ever know some mirrors are better than other mirrors? You think all mirrors be the same, But sometimes you be in the bathroom, you get ready for the night, you go, hey, look at me in the mirror there. Oh, I'm looking good. Okay, I'm ready to go out now, looking good like I do. And then you walk by the mirror in the bedroom, you look in there, you go, hey, I look like shit here. What the hell happened between the bathroom and here? This mirror shot here. So now I got a lift down here because I don't know how to drive. I can't drive. I got to get my license. Got to get my driver's license so I can go. I can have ID and stuff. Because I have no good ID. All my ID stinks. You need a driver's license for ID, or something, a credit card, or something. You ever try to cash a check with that little card that comes with the wallet? They just look at you, I came down here, we drove down here, and you ever have 3 people in a car and you have to sit in the back seat all by yourself? Man, that stinks, doesn't it? All lonely back there and everything, and they're having fun up in the front seat. This is one of those cars too, only had 2 doors, One door for each of the front seat guys, and you don't even get a door in the back seat. I had to bum a door off one of the front seat guys there to get in the door. Then you get back there, lonely, everybody having fun in the front seat, and you can't have fun with them, because there's some kind of barricade there, some kind of, all you can do is see the side of their faces having fun up in the front seat. That's all you can do. You see their profiles on. A lot of that, Some guys won't do it. You ever meet those guys? They say, "Oh, forget it, man. Enough of this backseat, front seat garbage, man. I'll just stick my head into the front seat." Man, that's a breach of automotive etiquette there, isn't it? Just invade front seat airspace with their big head there. Hi, what are you guys talking about? It's me for the back seat. No, man, I just hang out back there, try to keep together, Like you start regressing to childhood after a while in the back seat, nothing to do and everything, Can't listen to the music, it's way too loud back there, Once you check for quarters, you can do that, look for quarters. Say, oh, you ever look for quarters, find something grisly back there? Oh, what the hell was that? That wasn't a quarter there. I think I used to be a cat or something. I don't know what the hell that was. Certainly wasn't legal tender of any sort. Maybe you can make a window, on the little drawing on the window, you go. While away a few seconds with that little game. After a while, I got so lonely in the back seat, you start trying to make contact with other people in other back seats along the road. Look at your little window there. Could be a cow in the back of a flatbed truck for all you care. It's livestock, but it notices me there. I think I caught a cattle's eye there. That's crazy. The weather conditions are hell in the back seat too, aren't they? They always turn the window up, and then in the front seat, just gentle breeze licking their ear there. Backseat giant hurricane going on back there. Shit flying through the air like the bedroom scene from Poltergeist back there. Those guys got all kinds of garbage back there too. They never clean it out. You're always knee deep in Burger King bags and everything back there. Big toolbox beside you. You ever see the little ashtrays they give you in the back seat? Front seat, big deluxe ashtrays up there. Big giant deluxe deals with big embedded lighters right in there and furrows to fit a cigar. The back seat about that big there. You gotta open them up, they're all rusty and everything. Get it open, go, oh look, some green gum. There's only capacity one flick, you go, oh, it's full. Oh, and then the next one, teeter, oh, there it goes. You really tell how you feel about the back seat by the seat belts, You ever see those stinking little seat belts they give you? Just around there, Just bisect you in case of an accident there. Those are the seat belts they banned from the front seat back in the 50s. Front seat got, everything up there. You got, big things come over here and go across and big airbag comes right on impact. A medic jumps out of your glove compartment. Everything. Just hit a brick wall because I'm in the front seat. You even got a headrest just so you don't hurt your neck, because that would be bad, hurting your neck. Oh, major car accident, you don't want to walk away with a hurt neck. You'd be in the backseat, that headrest just be like a face smasher to you. Mocking you for the whole trip there. So worse we have to share the backseat. You ever have to share the backseat? Like there'd be three guys all stuffed into the backseat. And you're all, and you're crunched in. You're with two guys, and they're right beside you, and you're in the middle. That's the worst. Backseat middle. That's the worst spot of all. Man. Nobody ever chooses that spot. You ever say, "Hey, can I get backseat middle? Can I get that?" People trick you into that. They go, "Okay, you jump in, and I'll jump in, and then the next guy will jump in, but he won't run around and trap you in the middle." And you go, "Okay, I'll buy that." And then you get all crunched in, And you can't relax, eh? Everybody, like the two guys beside you sit back, relax, and you can't because you're responsible for thigh contact or something. Unwritten law there, As soon as you relax, you go, "Hey, what are you?" Oh, sorry, I forgot. And you're really in a vulnerable position there, backseat middle, no rope around your nothing there, It's like a cannon waiting to go off there. Hit a red light, bang, right through the window. There you go. Soaring down the road, 3 miles down the road. People look out. Hey, look here. Backseat middle there. You probably fished him into that spot. What a fish. So I don't have my license, you know, but I always wanted to be a trucker, you know, and of course I can't be a trucker because I don't have my driver's license. You know? Makes the resume look pretty skimpy, you know, as soon as I say that. They don't even get to the hobbies after they see that you don't have your license, you know. Too bad too, because my hobby's collecting little trucks. So I always wanted to be a trucker, you know, driving a big truck. They're very intimidating though when you're in a car. You ever be behind a big truck full of trembling logs right in front of you? Holy cow! Sometimes you see those trucks where the cargo of the truck will be just wrecked cars. Just a bunch of wrecked cars. You go, holy cow, man, I hit this guy, I won't even notice. It's become part of the haul. 6 months later, oh, there's a guy in this one! Yeah, could you let me out already? I got a kink. Yeah, a trucker, that'd be great, you know? When you're on the road, people say, hey, if you want to eat, follow the truckers, because they know the best restaurants, you know? And that's true to a certain extent, like truckers know the best restaurants, but truckers' idea of a good restaurant is not great food, you know? Truckers' idea of a good restaurant, big giant parking lot. Basically all they care about, you know? You have a big giant parking lot of your house, trucks just show up there. You got anything to eat? But sometimes I go in there and just pretend to be a trucker, you know? I'll just walk into a truck stop, get out of the car, pretend to be a trucker, because they don't know, you know? And you can just pretend. Sometimes they'll buy it, sometimes they'll talk to you like a trucker. They'll go, what are you hauling? That's what they say, what are you hauling? And you gotta make something up, you gotta go, pig iron! Ah! I'm going over there now, ah! I'm still a trucker though, ah! Then you sit down and eat at their big tables. Everything big in trucks, are they? Big oak tables about that thick, and big. Everything's big for a big trucker. Big forks about that big. You know? Spear giant spuds with them and eat them whole. They bring you coffee. Don't even ask, you know, because they say, "Here's your coffee. You're a trucker. There's your coffee." You go, ah! It's the greatest. And they bring you your little menus and you order your stuff there, you know. And they're always very simple, minimal kind of menus, eh? Right to the point, down to earth. Items on it be like egg, coffee. You never see 2 fluffy farm fresh eggs and light but hot pot of coffee. So fuck it, bring me an egg. I got no time for adjectives here. I'm a trucker here. Egg, all I want, egg. And I love the little girls, the women, you know, that come and they're Marge. That's their names, waitresses. Marge, right there. And you talk to them like no other waitresses, you know. You go, ah, Marge, ah, I'll marry you one day, ah. They go, oh, my husband left your hide, Bert. I was calling myself Bert, you know. Then you buy your stuff, you know, you eat your little thing and everything, and it's great. And coffee, limitless coffee, endless cup and bottomless loaf of bread, and that's the life. Sometimes they bring you ever see that stuff they bring, it's not even cream, like it's not cream, and it looks like cream, but it's not cream? Like you say, hey, bring me some cream, and they bring it says, not cream, right on it says, and you go, hey, this is not cream, I asked for cream, this is not cream, here, this is not cream. Sometimes there's stuff like weird code, like edible oil product, you know, what the hell is that? It says edible right on it, you know, that's not good, you know? Not the most ringing endorsement you could ask of a food stuff there. What the hell does edible mean? It means it just barely passed some test, that's what it means. But you go to those truck stops, and then after you eat, you always go to the gift shop and buy a little gift, you know? Like they'll have maybe a hat. They always have a hat with a little joke on it, a little dirty joke, you know? It'd be like a rhyme. It'd be da-da-da-da-da-da cock. Da-da-da-da-da, word that rhymes with cock. Well, yeah, give me the hat with the cock and the rhymes. Thank you. Sometimes you see those hats, they're just dirty, they don't make no joke at all. This is why I saw one shithead. And it had a chunk of shit on the hat. They came in children's sizes too, that was the frightening part. Oh, it was Billy's birthday around the corner. Imagine his look of delight. And so he has a shithead hat there. Actually, psychiatrists now say there's nothing better for a 7-year-old self-esteem than a piece of human waste on his head. They used to think it was a bad thing back in the dark ages of psychology. Thank God, we've come a long way since then. Well, I forgot to do my little watch thing. I was putting on my little watch thing, and then the guy started screaming at me like a maniac, and I forgot to hit it. You know? Some guy with a well-thumbed copy of Catcher in the Rye in the front seat here. Okay, so you guys have been great, and thank you very much. Enjoy all the rest of the show.
Keep it going. Norm Macdonald. As I push myself in my microphone.
And now here comes Norm Macdonald.
Oh, thanks. How you guys doing? All right? The weirdest show I ever saw. You ever see the dating game? That's a weird show. The prize on the dating game, another contestant. Talk about cheap, you know. They shuck you somebody else. And they always do the same thing on the dating game. They get a beautiful girl, match her up with 3 big geeks. You know? Last week they had a guy, I was like a crazy guy, loony bin, psycho, wingnut, crazy guy. You can tell by the way they introduce him. You know, they go, bachelor number 2 is a shadowy, lurking character. From no fixed address, please welcome. Guy comes shambling into the studio, well-thumbed copy of Catcher in the Rye sticking out of his back pocket area. And then they made the girls ask those questions. They always be laced with sexual innuendo, you know. Girl got to go, bachelor number 2, if I were a popsicle... What would you do to me then? What? That's what it says on the card here, something about a popsicle. And then the guy goes, well, if you were a popsicle, huh? Well, first of all, I guess I'd take your wrapper off. If you know what I mean. Then I'd grab a hold of your sticks. If you know what I mean. Then I'd press you against the counter till you're broken too. Put half you in the freezer till later. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm getting at there? Crazy guy that turned out to be. Yeah, but everything's expensive, isn't it? Oh, man, I wanted to buy this dog. You should have seen this dog. This guy wanted to sell me a dog in the store. It was $600, this dog. Can you believe it? $600 for a dog? Oh, man. I was looking to pay, you know, a buck. I just wanted a bargain dog, a nice discount dog, a cheap, off-the-rack kind of dog, any kind of... Show me to your bin of dogs, my good man, I said to the guy. But this guy says, no, he says, why don't you buy this dog? He says, it's $600, this dog, but he says, this dog is a pit bull. He says, this dog will protect your valuables. You know, and I don't even have anything very valuable, you know. I buy the pit bull, that would be the most valuable thing I have. I'd have to buy something to protect it then, you know. Be out shopping for Wolverines the next day there. Show me something in a timber wolf if you could. No, you don't want a dog like that. I want a dog do things for me, you know. Fetch my slippers and things like that. You know, Pitbull won't do that. I say, hey, Pitbull, fetch my slippers. You know, Pitbull will go, I could kill you, pal. I'm a pit bull. Don't you read the papers or anything? I don't fetch slippers. I fetch people. That's all I could fetch you a guy. That's the best I could do. Maybe be wearing some slippers. How about I bump a guy off around bedtime? How about that? You go all right then. Fair enough. Boy, those dogs will kill you fast too, man. Just they rip your throat out. That's what a pit bull does. It goes, ha! Rips your throat out, and you die. And you die before it hits you. Dog being midair, you go, I think I'll have a heart attack. When I was a kid, it was a Doberman. That was a mean dog when I was a kid. And they'd rip your throat out too, but they'd give you a little, head start. Doberman, see you on the street. Go, hey, your house over there? Okay. So you don't even see Dobermans around anymore. You know that? Because pit bulls have all the work now. They're the big dog. Dobermans, once in a while you see them on a street corner, It's sad. On a park bench with a frisbee. I used to be somebody, hey. I'm a Doberman, hey. Got it back? Bark for the Doberman here. Yeah, I don't get those crazy killer dogs. When I buy a dog, I always try to buy a dog that, if he goes berserk, I can take him. I like to be able to beat up my dog if I have to. I got a wiener dog. I got one of those. Wiener dog can't rip your throat out, Unless you're lying down, that'd be about the only way. You'd have to be lying down sleeping, and the wiener dog sneak up late at night, start nibbling at your throat there. Maybe by daybreak, he's got a hold of a vein, he's pulling out a vein there, When you wake up, get away from me, you wiener dog! What the hell, you think you're a pit bull there or something? Give my vein back there, that's my vein you got there. Worse than wiener dog, give him maybe a hickey, that's about all you got. And that's embarrassing too. Hey, you have a hickey, people see you on the street go, hey, you got a wiener dog over there, huh? Okay, listen, that's the end of my jokes, but thanks a lot, you've been great. See you later there. Hey, what do you think of that intro, that Leo Iacocca joke? I wrote it. Well, good to be here, eh? I quit smoking. You ever try to do that? Man, that's a tough thing, huh? Smoking ever since I was a kid. I always remember smoking, Remember one time I was a little kid, I was 6 or 8 or 10 or something like that, or 4, or some even number. And I was behind a garage. I was sneaking a cigarette back there, behind my garage, and my dad caught me. I'll never forget it. His big head. I may forget it one day, I don't know, but I remember it now. You never know what you're going to forget, Ravaged by syphilis, in your later years, you might remember nothing. But, you never see a guy ravaged by syphilis anymore. You ever notice it? No excuse for that. His big head came around the corner of the garage there and caught me. There I was, sneaking my cigarette, and he hauled me in. I thought I was in for the strapping of my life, What he did is he pulled out his big cigar. Must have been half the size of my arm, this giant cigar. Stuck it in my mouth, lit it up, made me smoke it all the way through, right to the end. And that's when I started smoking cigars. So that plan didn't work out too good there. There was another time I remember, now that I'm thinking about it there. I was behind my garage again. As luck would have it. There I was, smoking a big fat joint back there. Don't do drugs. And my dad's big head showed up again. And he hauled me in. I thought I was in for the strapping of my life, But injected me with heroin. That's him, right there. Can you believe something like that would happen? He was a strict man, I'll tell you that right now. He's strict but fair. Tough but cruel. His toughness was more than offset by his cruelty. Oh, man, but you gotta quit smoking. Hey, otherwise, you gotta be an old guy, and then unhealthy, sick, and everything like that. Although some guys don't. You ever meet those old guys, doesn't matter what the hell they do to themselves? They still grow old. Be the oldest bastard you ever met in your life, I go, every day I smoke 4 packs of cigarettes. I drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I hit myself in the head with a shovel every day. I'd like to die. I can't die, I can't see. One time I put a shotgun in my mouth, blew the whole back of my head out. Just a slight ringing in the ears or something. Ah, but what the hell, you gotta stay in shape. That's the thing. Now that I quit smoking, get in shape, work out, and everything like that, I haven't worked out forever. I never worked out. Now that has it been that long? I was gonna lie to you there, but I decided not to. You ever lie? You ever lie to a guy for no reason at all? Like, usually there's a reason, eh? You wanna, protect somebody's feelings or, screw over your buddy Larry or something like that. But you ever lie for no reason? Just all of a sudden a big lie will spill out of your evil head there, You don't even know why, Like a guy come up and you go, hey, you ever see that movie with Meryl Streep and the horse? And then you go, yes. And in the back of your head, you go, what the hell am I lying about over here? I stand to gain nothing by this lie. The hell am I thinking back here in my head? But you gotta stay in shape there. That's what I'm saying, I like sports. I'll watch any sport on TV, anything at all. The only sports I don't like, you ever see them sports where they'll try to combine two sports together? Make up a new sport? They don't even go together. Like, guy will run a 100-yard dash and then fish. Guy's fishing in a creek over there. I like game shows. Hey, win a lot of money. Hey, you ever get a lottery ticket? It's a little bit to do with a game show thing. You ever get a lottery ticket there? A guy give it to you if it's a gift. That's what I got for Christmas. Guy give me a lottery ticket. And what a stinking gift that is. What the hell's the guy thinking there? I go, here you go. Nothing. Merry Christmas. Nothing. Best of the season to you there. It's nothing. I'm giving it to you. Unless it wins, then it's something. But let's face it, you give a guy a lottery ticket, you don't want it to win. That's the last thing you want there, You don't want your buddy to be a winner, you want to be a loser like you, What the hell are you thinking? That'd be a nightmare. Imagine that. Give a guy a lottery ticket for Christmas there, Get a call a week later. Hey, Bill, what's happening there? Yeah, I remember that ticket I gave you. 14 million bucks, huh? I guess I finished this joke then. I had some more, but what are you gonna do, eh? I don't know. Hey, I had one of those weird dreams last night. You ever have one of them dreams where, it's right in the middle of the dream, the best part of the dream, and then you wake up, and there you are back in your stinking life again? So you try to fall asleep, re-dream it. Man, that never works there, Always end up with some weird mutation of your original dream, I was having this dream last night. I was in a pool with Christy Brinkley, and we were going toward each other, me and Christy Brinkley. And I woke up, and I had a re-dream, and then I ended up shooting pool with David Brinkley. La 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 la. So what are you gonna do, eh? What are you going to do? That's what I say, Well, I only got 30 seconds, and all my jokes take way more than that. But I have nothing to say. Let me tell you this, though. Laughter, my friends, laughter is the best medicine. That's for sure. Isn't it? That's for damn sure. You betcha. Yes, indeedy. Yeah. Unless you're a diabetic. And then insulin is the best medicine. You don't want to find you in a coma in front of a Three Stooges movie or something. That's no good. Hey, I'm done. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. Start clapping. Hey, keep. You gotta be a good person. I'm trying to be a good person now. And do stuff. I'm trying not to lie. Everybody lies, but you try not to, right? You do your best. You ever lie? This is a bad thing. When you ever lie, like for no reason at all. Just lie all of a sudden, you don't even know what the fuck's going on, just a big fucking lie will spill out of your evil head there, you don't even know why you're doing it. Like a guy will come out, you go, hey, you ever see that movie with Meryl Streep and the horse? And then you go, yes. And in the back of your head, you go, what the fuck am I lying about over here? I stand to gain nothing by this lie. What the hell am I thinking back here in my head? And then you gotta hope the guy doesn't keep talking to you about the movie, because you don't know what the fuck. Guy's like, yeah, remember that one scene with a guy from the barn, they come out there? Who was that guy? He was in that other movie there. He's in a lot of things, it's hard to know, but who was that guy? Come out with the barn of the movie there? And you go, oh, ha, ha, ha. A horse. There was a horse. So, I don't do much. I'm too lazy. That's my problem. Hanging around on my couch watching the TV, you know, and just too lazy, you know, and not doing anything. I realized this the other day. I get hit by a truck tomorrow. A big truck could hit me, paralyze me from the neck down. Wouldn't affect my lifestyle a bit, really, you know. Just lying around watching the TV. That's the tragedy. A guy like Christopher Reeves, you know, he gets paralyzed. The guy's like an equestrian, and, you know, he does stunts in his movies, and, you know, and here I am, able-bodied. What the hell do I need my limbs for? It's a sad thing. It must be tough for Christopher Reeves, huh? You know what? I think guys, when they hear about a guy being paralyzed from the neck down, they only really think, Jesus, the guy's cock's paralyzed then. You know. You don't think, oh my God, the guy's ankles are gone? Good Lord. Because you ever have guys where your cock doesn't work? That's like the worst goddamn thing ever, huh? You know, you be with a girl and all of a sudden your cock doesn't work, and you know, the girl's always like, oh, don't worry about it. You go, what the fuck are you talking about? It's my cock. Doesn't work, for God's sakes. I'm going down to emergency right now. Getting the hell down there. I can't think of anything else I'd rather, you know, lose than my cock, I'll tell you that. Because some guys, their cock never works for the rest of their life. At least with other things, you know, like they go, hey, buddy, your liver doesn't work anymore. You're going to die in 6 months. And then you go, oh, okay, well, that's too bad, but I guess I'll go fuck somebody or something anyway. You know, it's tough, but... But with your cock, they go, yes, sir, your cock doesn't work, but the good news is you'll live another 60 years. So you go, oh, good, thank you. All right. I guess I'll take up bowling or something. That's probably what Christopher Reeves is most concerned about right now, is his cock, you know. I don't think he worries about it. They always do like these 6.5 hour operations on the guy. You know, all right, Christopher, well, after that giant surgery you had yesterday, you can now move your head up 1/4 of an inch, put it on a pillow. What do you think of that? He's like, yeah, listen, any word on my cock at all? Is there, You could just focus on a cock maybe for the next couple of weeks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk about that. Well, it's good to be here in New York, man. Oh my God, it's gross in New York. You ever been to New York? What a gross place. Good Lord. What were they thinking? They got a thing in New York now, they got the homeless people, you know, and what they do now is they have the homeless people sell this newspaper on the street. It's called Street News, and it's published by homeless people, and it's written by homeless people, and, you know, it's not a great newspaper, but never gets any of the scoops. But, I was wondering, like, you know, imagine the newsroom at this fucking place, you know? All homeless guys just pissing on the typewriters and everything. You know, you got the gruff old grizzly, you know, editor. All right, Andrew Henderson, what do you got for me? Well, I'm working on a story there about the chip in my head. I'm getting the signals from John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller, I was at his funeral. I was at John D. Rockefeller's funeral. I saw him put him in the ground there, John D. Rockefeller. I like it. Get to work on that. Johnson, what do you got for me? Well, I'm working on this kind of a lifestyle story. What I've noticed is trend. Me and my friends, what we like to do is we piss in our pants. And then we shit in our pants. I like it. That's a 5-part series if I've ever heard one. Henderson. Okay, folks.